T7M Radio brings to you the best of 7 sports talk with 7 Mitchell.
PJ Tucker can help, but it's like they need a big.
PJ Tucker from Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's just Montrezl Harrell 2.0. Why would they go in that direction?
Yeah, but you gotta.
It's
They
not
need
too,
a big.
Houston is the team. Houston was the team that you went small against. If you're going to pick up their guys, there's nobody really in the West that plays small ball. You got to go against Jokic and all them guys. Like, they need big people. That's their problem now. They need size. They lost JaVale and Dwight. They have really no rim protection. Marcus Gasol all slow. Like, Cleveland Cavaliers got Jared Allen, JaVale McGee, Andre Drummond. They got like 3-4 big men. But the Lakers can't seem to get a trade done.
See, that's the thing. With Andre Drummond, they're talking about they're not trading him.
Because
they want Tyler Horton, Tucker. They want him and Kuzma. But the Lakers not trying to give him.
Lakers ain't gonna give him both. Lakers gonna keep. They're gonna try to keep Tucker. They'll get rid of Kyle Kuzma.
But it's like, what do you package with Kuzma? Picks or another player?
Shit,
that's not.
Get rid of Montrez. I don't care about no Montrez Harrell. Get rid of him. I know we just got him, but we can get rid of him. I'll sacrifice that.
Get Drummond.
If we get
Drummond,
they
talking about DeMarcus Cousins.
They
talking about possibly
the Lakers done.
Cousins.
The Lakers done. We done went down that road before. I like DeMarcus.
But he got injured.
He has a history of that. That's his history. So we don't need that. Look at AD. LeBron is already 36. Like, the last thing we need is to pick up people that's going to be more of a liability than an asset. That's the same thing that happened with Cleveland in 2017 when they picked up Isaiah Thomas in that trade for Kyrie. Like, he was hurt. So LeBron and them was lucky to be able to trade him before the trade deadline. So
if I'm them, I go for Drummond. That's who I really want. And you want to get him in a buyout.
Right.
You want to get him in a buyout, not really a trade. Because they just let Quinn Cook go, so you got the roster spot and some money in that.
But you don't want to wait, though, because this is the thing. This is the dangerous thing. If you allow Cleveland to buy him out and wait for it, what if he don't want to go to the Lakers? What if he'd rather go to Brooklyn?
And they're talking about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Brooklyn still got money in the spot.
Yeah, KD supposedly is the reason why Blake Griffin went to Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
And then supposedly he's been reaching out to Andre Drummond.
He the reason why everybody went to Brooklyn. Steve Nash, Kyrie, James Harden. KD is the reason these niggas. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. LeBron James is the reason these guys are going to Brooklyn. This is what it's all about, trying to dethrone the king.
You need all that just to go against him. And you hate to say it, but it's the reality.
It's the reality. They've been doing this forever. KD joined Golden State for that very reason.
Let's say the Lakers don't make it to the finals, okay? They got Bron for 2 more years, and they got, AD. Do they go and get a third star?
They should have been tried to.
They should have been had a third star. That's what Kyle Kuzma should have been.
Yeah. If it wasn't going to be him, you should have tried to trade to get Bradley Beal or somebody like that.
I hate to say this because it's going to be I don't think it's going to happen. But I really would not be surprised. I was looking for franchise, but I really wouldn't be surprised if LeBron and AD, if this thing kind of break up sooner than later, man, because I don't think AD is going to bounce back from this injury like we think. And he's going to wind up being that, one of the reasons why LeBron left Miami, one of the reasons, because he knew D-Wade didn't have it no more. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he knew he couldn't really count on him. That wasn't the only reason, but that was one of the reasons. And LeBron being about to be 37 next year, or this year, like, if AD not 100%, that means he's not able to carry the torch.
Nope.
So... fuck, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron go to another. I doubt if he go to another team, but I really wouldn't be surprised if he lead the Lakers or if they get rid of AD because AD, his health, man, I don't think this injury is as simple as people think.
Nah, I think his calf and Achilles is more injured than they want to lead on.
Gotta be. He's out for another 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks. And they're going to they keep talking about they're going to reevaluate. They're going to reevaluate. Just say that he's seriously injured. They don't want to say that.
I just read, you know what I mean, was it yesterday that, he was cleared to start, that AD was cleared to start, rehabilitation to get back on the court.
Yeah, so somewhere in when he did something, he must have did something that he's out still for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
I think I said this to somebody the last time I was talking sports. I said AD was done for the year. I think I was talking to my guy K-Do. I'm not sure, but I really honestly think AD is done for the year. It's just a matter of time. If they would have picked up Drummond earlier, they probably would have went on ahead and sat him out. I just don't think he might be done for at least the regular season.
I think so.
Now, how does that play a role, Jay, in the MVP race? Because now that Joel Embiid is out, people saying LeBron can run away with this thing.
I think LeBron can, but it's like to make him have to be your end all be all, you know what he's gonna do, but it's like he needs help.
Facts.
Kuzma needs to step up. Marc Gasol needs to step up. KCP needs to step up.
All of them. The whole team.
Everybody needs to step up. LeBron shouldn't be averaging almost a double, triple-double every night for y'all to have a chance to win the game.
I'm not mad at those numbers. He shouldn't be averaging 38, 34, 35 minutes a game.
Yeah, like that's not. Come on, like
that's ridiculous.
You don't spend all this money on Montrezl Harrell. Like y'all need to figure out how to get him going off the bench.
Yeah, he's just not the one.
But they're not using him the same way the Clippers was using him. They're trying to run plays for him. The Clippers wasn't running plays for him. They was just letting him go out there and get it how he was getting it.
First of all, he was coming off of the bench. He was a 6-man.
Yeah, that's how the Lakers need to use him.
But they don't have no choice. That's the problem. If you don't put Montrez at the 5, who you gonna start? Marc Gasol. That's your only two options. They really miss JaVale and Dwight, and now Dwight is over there in Philly with you, Raj. The 76ers was looking good, but now Embiid is hurt.
Yeah, he out for the next 2-3 weeks.
That's funny. And I've been telling my homie, my homie's a diehard Sixers fan. Okay. Just as well as I'm a diehard Lakers fan. And he claims, Embiid is just taking a break. That once he comes back, the Sixers is winning it this year.
I think, even with Embiid being injured, I still think he has a strong case for MVP.
No way. Nobody can afford, because remind you, this is a 72-game season. This is not an 82-game season this year. And the MVP race is so close. We have so many people that can be in the conversation. You cannot afford at this time in the second half of the season to be out for 10 games, 7 games with X amount of games left. It's a lot of people. People even talking about Chris Paul being in this MVP conversation because of Phoenix. You go to Brooklyn, now you can pick who you want in Brooklyn to be in the conversation. You got, of course, LeBron. You got Giannis. You got it's a lot. I don't think a person can afford to be out. That's why AD don't stand a chance for anything, because ain't enough time.
I don't know. Lakers, be smart. Be smart, and when you talk about players that y'all are trying to get, LaMarcus Aldridge is not what y'all need. Let him go back to Portland.
Dame shouldn't want him because he left Dame. He quit on Dame, so they should be done with that. I don't see Dame. That's going backwards. I don't think Dame should try to vouch for him coming back.
Well, I think this is just. I think this after this year, that might be it for him, for LaMarcus Aldridge.
What you mean, career wise?
Yeah.
Career wise?
I don't see him playing that much longer because a lot of teams are going younger.
He's not. LaMarcus not old.
Yeah, I understand that, but for how he plays and how a lot of these teams are playing, I don't see him.
LaMarcus definitely could get a job. It just depends on what team. It
like,
depends on what team, and it depends on how much money he's asking for. Like, he can't ask for superstar money or star money when he's not that player. But like I said, the Lakers need that presence. He could fit
but would the Lakers use him how they should use him?
Well, they don't have nobody. They're not gonna run the point guard with him, so they gonna play him inside. They don't have AD. They don't have no protection, so just by default, him being there, it's gonna work for them. But the problem is, what is he gonna be asking for? He might not be worth that much because he's not the old Aldridge from Portland. He did nothing in San Antonio.
Yeah, and San Antonio also potentially could trade DeMar DeRozan.
To who?
I don't know. They were talking about that the Spurs are basically trying to do a rebuild with like their younger players that they've drafted in the last couple of years. So they're building around DeMonte Murray, Lonnie Walker, and Keldon Johnson.
I'm gonna tell you a trade.
Trying to build them out now.
This is a trade that will not work for the Lakers, and it's getting a superstar. Wow, it was getting a star. If they trade for Bradley Beal, but have to give up Kyle Kuzma, they still won't win. Even with LeBron, Bradley Beal, and a partially healthy AD, I don't think that's enough.
It really depends. Because it's like, it really depends on AD and Brad Beal. How would they blend? How would they blend with LeBron? I mean, you know how AD and LeBron play.
Come on, Jay. You being disrespectful. Everybody blends well with LeBron. Who doesn't play well with LeBron James?
No. I'm not saying that they don't play well with him. You know they're going to compare, like, say Bradley Beal comes there. He's like going crazy for the Wizards, but the Wizards aren't winning. So he goes from being a high volume shooter scorer for a losing squad coming to a winning squad.
Absolutely. What you think James Harden is doing? Harden is doing?
He's got to get used to winning and being in a winning environment.
That's what LeBron. What you think LeBron did with AD? That's what LeBron did for AD.
I'm just saying he's got to get used to that. Once something.
He's not going to get used to that in Washington, Jay. We know that, especially with Russell Westbrook. He's not never going to get used to success.
Westbrook. Everybody want to keep saying Russell Westbrook. I don't blame him. A lot of that has to do with their coaching and their bench to why they're losing games. It's not just Russ. Russ is part of it, but a lot of it has to do with Scott Skiles, and the bench. Their bench is horrible.
True.
If David Bertans ain't scoring and Raul Nato is not scoring, or whatever dude's name is, you don't have nothing off the bench. And Ish, that's it. The Wizards bench is trash. I hate to say it.
KD not going back home when he was a free agent really ruined everything for the Wizards, because it just goes to show nobody want to go to Washington to play.